we have a guest. आप कुछ बोलना चाह रहे? खाने की चीज़ है? माइक है वो। मैं ये चलते बैठूंगा.
Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Arshia. I love books, and more than books, I love talking about books. So here we are. So if you are into it, consider subscribing. And if you want to see the part of me which doesn't make it to YouTube, you can follow me on Instagram. Today we are talking about a book that emotionally adopted me for like 400 pages and then kind of abandoned me towards the end, which honestly feels a little rude. So this book is basically about friendship. ये बुक मैं स्टार्ट करी थी as a challenge of reading viral book talk books for a week, and now that I look back to the video ऐसा था कि मैं वो book को justice नहीं करी. I did not review it properly, so here we are, a proper video for this one. So this book is basically about friendship, obviously. So not the cute Pinterest version of the friendship, like the movie kind of friendship. I'm talking about the real kind, the messy part, the complicated part. You annoyed me, but I had still choose you every single time kind of friendship. And somehow Backman takes something so ordinary and makes it feel so monumental. Also, can we talk about his writing style for a second? I know I have bragged about it a lot in my last video, but it deserves more because I was literally annotating every single page. Like I physically could not stop myself. I was making notes at the chapter ends, I was adding highlights, I was adding my own notes, I was underlining the metaphors. At one point, I literally stopped reading just to stare at a sentence and go, wow. Like, sir, can you please relax? And why are you writing metaphors like your life depends on it, please? What I love the most about this book is how it constantly shifts between humor and sadness. Like 1 second you're smiling and the next second Backman casually says something so painfully human that you have to close the book and stare at the wall for a minute. Like because suddenly you're talking about life, friendship, growing up, loneliness, death, and childhood all at once. And somehow it never feels forced. It feels very, very real. And I think that idea was done so beautifully here. The invisible impact that people live on our lives, even years later, even after they are gone. And the friendships in this book feel so authentic, like not perfect, which made even better. Because real friendships aren't usually aesthetic all the time. Sometimes your closest friends are just people you share silence with, like you have inside jokes and trauma with, and somehow that becomes your friendship, that becomes your bond. But I do have one issue with the book, and that's the pacing towards the end. It feels kind of repetitive because personally I felt it slowed down a little too much. Some ideas started feeling, as I said, repetitive, and the conclusion kind of crawled instead of flowing. The writing structure was like, author was not explaining the story like A, B, C, D, like A happened, then B happened, then C happened, so D happened. It was like D happened. Okay, so do you know how did we end up at D? Because at one point it started at a point A, and then we are talking about C, and then the common knowledge would be we talk about B, but no, out of nowhere we are introduced to E now. That's how messy it gets. There are so many layers, there are so many plot that comes, which was frustrating because the emotional impact was already there. There doesn't have to be, the ending should not have been stressed out the way it did. And also, like Backman, I'm already crying. You have won, so please, you don't have to keep emotionally explaining it all to me. Overall, it's a beautiful book. It's genuinely amazingly written book. The kind of story that reminds you why character driven fiction is so special and so cherished and so hard to write, because nothing huge needs to happen, because sometimes human emotions are enough, and this book explores it quite too well. And given my personality, which is more towards like Wednesday Adams or Rosa Diaz, I think this book has moved me, and I think if you are an emotional person, you will cry, you will sob. And I believe if you love books that feel warm and heartbreaking at the same time, books that makes you laugh and then emotionally attack you 2 pages later, you will probably love this book. And I have seen reviews on Goodreads, and many people don't like it because it's very slow. So if you don't like slow paced books, I would suggest you to avoid this book. If you don't like slow paced, you have to let it sinking slowly, you have to take time with it. Also, this is random, but this book gave me that feeling where you miss people you have never even met. That's the beauty of fiction, which is such a which is such a Fredrik Backman thing to do. Missing people that you have never ever met in your life, they don't even exist, I think is a sign of a great writing nonetheless. And that was all for today. I think I've talked enough. It's a good, decent read. I give it 4 out of 5 stars because I said it kind of slowed down towards the end. It got frustrating. I just wanted to know what the hell happened. It dragged out too much, and unexpected twists and turns happen. It's not like nothing ever happened, but it's slow. I guess, yeah, that was all I wanted to talk, and see you all in the next. Have a great weekend. May some amazing things happen to you. Hush. And I'm kind of busy right now, so see you guys later. Allah Hafiz.